If you look at the current state of the government experience domain, there really isn't a standard. Everybody across the world is doing things differently. And there's an impact of different industries on government experience. In some parts of the world, government experience is dictated by the retail sector, and we make a comparison between retail services and government services.
Communities have much higher expectations of service delivery today. And so if you're a community member, you're used to using consumer apps on your smartphone or going to a website, and then you use a government service and it's not nearly as good, or perhaps it's not even digital. The sense is now that this is becoming, no longer acceptable.
In the past, the focus was more on how we build the services in terms of processes, in terms of transforming services from being manual to becoming automatic and paperless. However, the customers today look for services that are more towards their experience in other parts of services in the world that they are familiar with, and they would like to see government services being delivered in a similar way or even better.
Over the past maybe 5 to 8 years, customers are no longer willing to tolerate delays or lack of transparency or not knowing what's the next step or being mistreated for that matter.
When you think about the effort that we're putting together across the board, private sector, public sector, and how we're all trying to put everything around the customer, make sure that the customer is actually the epicenter. And how can we actually, from a government standpoint, contribute to their quality of life, contribute to their well-being, take away all the uncertainties that come with it, and give them the ability to focus on what they would like to focus on, what they love most and what they like best, which is a service that's, one, curated around them, two, that is there when they need it, and actually think about what does the customer/citizen need and not what does the government need. For a very long time, governments have been focused on actually designing services, or they're implementing those designs in a way that suits the government from different perspectives. And I think what we're seeing here is actually a total reversal.
I saw a survey that 3/4 of CEOs think that customer experience is very important to their business. But there's no such survey in government. I don't know how many government leaders think that customer experience is top priority, but I'll tell you there are 10 million government employees, and it's not top priority for everyone.
So let's say you have to go to a place, you have to go to a physical place. What's the experience like when you get there? Is it crowded and chaotic? Do you know what to do? Do you get good customer service? Do you talk to people that are well informed? And if they have difficulty themselves getting you the information, do they have access to information tools to help you as a community member? It shouldn't be as hard as it is today. People don't look forward to that, and the experience should be better.
We have learned from e-residency experiences to try to put yourself in the shoes of the user, because we see quite often that that's what government officials are lacking. So they sit in their silos and they don't talk to the users, they don't understand the needs of the users. In the age of smartphones and all of the private sector services that we actually consume all the time, we can't expect our governments to lag behind.
Instead of a customer looking at which government entities or government service centers they should visit, they just know what bundle they want. I'll give you an example of one of the services that we have. It's called Mabruk Mayak, which means congratulations on your newborn. And it bundled more than 7 services into one step and more than 5 payments into one payment. They understand what customers want. Therefore, we have conducted a series of trainings. It's a customer happiness training where we look at the frontline employees who provide the services. We train them on how to conduct business in a manner that will make the customer happier. And also at the same time, we looked at the supervisors of these government service centers, which we call in the United Arab Emirates the customer happiness centers. And we trained them on how to supervise a team of customer happiness officers.
Today, I think citizens are co-creators in a government experience. There's an opportunity for each of us to be partners and help get stuff done. A greater openness in more progressive cities and more tools for collaboration are allowing community members in particular, to participate in everything from decision making to design sessions, even development of solutions. There's some very interesting experiments being done with community co-funding, identifying funds from public sector and private sector to get projects done that have been difficult to get moving because of the reliance purely on public funds. A good democratic government experience is not a spectator sport. It's something you participate in.
The United Nations predicts that global population will reach 9.8 billion people by 2050. This means more expectations from governments to serve citizens better and create better experiences. This means a more complex world with new stakeholders, new challenges, and new speeds of response. It is these governments, thinkers, leaders, and trailblazers that are in the process of creating a better world.